Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai Satcharitra, An Insight, Episode 121. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan Brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Devotees, we were listening to the miracles narrated in chapter 23 that signifies the essence of Guru Bhakti and also expounds Sri Sainath Maharaj's negation of the consensus made by the villagers to avoid the spread of cholera epidemic. Out of the three conditions laid down, two of them were already breached by Sri Sai Maharaj, and now let's see how the third one was broken. We heard that a goat was left in the masjid by an anonymous, and Sri Sai directed Bade Baba to kill it at one stroke, which he politely refused as he thought the poor creature need not be killed without any reason. Bade Baba was given prominence in the darbar of Sri Sai Maharaj. He always sat next to Sri Sai while dining, and his seat was on the right side of Sri Sai. Also, every time he left the masjid, he was accompanied by Sri Sainath at least 100 paces. None knew what merits he has earned in the past to get this special attention and love of Sri Sai Baba. Sri Sai's motherly love towards his devotees is indescribable. Every day, when Sri Sai sat in front of the nimbar to eat his meals, the devotees sat on either side and the consecrated food was served to each of them. Then, in a most affectionate tone, Sri Sai Baba would address each one thus: Bhav, eat well, take some more. This is more delicious. Don't miss this dish. Taste for yourself. Such loving words Sri Sai would tell them while they sat down to eat their food. Though all the devotees sat on either side of Sri Sai in rows, on the immediate right, the first seat was always reserved for Bade Baba. Such was his position in Sri Sai's darbar. Food was served only after he took his seat. This special care and attention slowly led to bloat up the ego of Bade Baba. His expectations shooted up. He began to think too high of himself and was always looking forward to receiving this priority. Devotees, at this juncture, I would like to emphasize a point, says Ramanathan Brother. When someone is revered in Sri Sai's darbar, then undoubtedly that is not by sheer luck, but by the grace of the Sadguru Sai Baba. But those who have enjoyed such privileges or honor in the temple should not get fascinated by it. Rather, submit it at the lotus feet of Sri Sainath, failing in which their expectations would increase, and every time they step into the temple of Sri Sai, they will have a desire to receive that recognition or privilege again. If we go to the temple with a thought that I should be given priority, everyone there should respect me, then it means we are giving importance to worldly fame and not for Sri Sai's grace. Sri Sai dislikes such behaviors and expectations. In fact, whenever we get an acknowledgement in Sri Sai's darbar, then that will follow with situations to assess our tendency towards worldly honors. I have personally experienced many such circumstances in my life. Hence, I request devotees to never go to temples with an expectation to receive any kind of respect or recognition. This miracle is an evidence to this fact. Getting back to the original thread, Sri Sainath smoked even his chillam only after Bade Baba took his puff. Such priorities kindled more ego in the mind of Bade Baba, and obviously this paved way for the other devotees also to respect Bade Baba. On a Deepavali day, many devotees brought plenty of sweets to offer it to Sri Sai Maharaj. And Sri Sai Baba's one of the favorite festivals is Deepavali, that being a festival of lights. He loved to beautifully arrange Dwarakamai with rows of lamps and always celebrates the festival cheerfully. Even today, on Deepavali, Sri Sai Samsthan decorates Lendi Bagh with a series of lamps. They enable devotees to lit numerous lamps and decorate the park with beautiful lights, and that is a great sight to behold. On this auspicious day of Deepavali, varieties of sweets were offered to Sri Sainath by devotees. They were consecrated and was about to be distributed to all who sat down eagerly to partake Sri Sai Baba's prasadam. It was a daily routine that Sri Sai Maharaj at the time of meals would call out for Bade Baba as Bade Miya in a very loving tone, and until he gets this call from Sri Sai Maharaj, Bade Baba would only sit in the Sabha Mandap with ears sharp waiting for this special call. Then he would climb the steps of the masjid and sit in his place, that is, at the right side of Sri Sai Baba, says Hemat Panji. But surprisingly, he had not come to the Sabha Mandap that day, as he was upset with something. And Sri Sai Maharaj refused to take his meals as Bade Baba had not come. Devotees were very upset and they disliked the behavior of Bade Baba. Everyone waited for his return, but all in vain. So few devotees went in search of him, persuaded, and brought him to have his meals. Then he came and sat in Sabha Mandap. Food was served, and everyone ate their meals. But this attitude was disliked by other devotees. Sri Sai Maharaj does not encourage fasting. Upanishads teach us that food is Brahman and should not be neglected. Sri Sai always respects these teachings. But in this case, Bade Baba has insulted the food by not coming to Sabha Mandap to partake it. Despite this rude behavior of his, why did Sri Sai Maharaj gave him undue importance by not eating his food? Besides, as an act of respect, he also waited for his arrival to eat his food. This caused displeasure in the minds of the devotees as they couldn't reason it out then. But after pondering in depth on this incident, it was understood that Sri Sainath had regarded Bade Baba as a guest of Dwarakamai. So, it's a usual custom in the Indian culture that the host does not eat until the guest is served. The guest must be given greater importance and preference than the household members. It was believed that If the guest is not treated well, then all the good merits accumulated by the householder would leave them. Hence, the host would always sacrifice their time and interest in the happiness of the guest. And here, Sri Sai Maharaj also followed the same principle. Hence, he gave greater importance to Bade Baba and honored him even though he disregarded the food. In Sri Sai Satcharitra, we cannot find more evidence about how and why Bade Baba was given importance at Sri Sai's Darbar at the time of having meals, but these details have been recorded as witnessed by Sri Keshav Gavankar in his Sai literature Shiradiche Sai Baba, and we shall heed to it now. Once, Bade Baba happened to have his meals with Sri Sainath, and a dish known as Rava Halwa was prepared and served. This is also known as Shira, a favorite dish of Sri Sai Maharaj. So, when Bade Baba and Sri Sai sat down to eat this prasad, at that moment Sri Gaga Sahib Dikshit, who is the main character of this Leela and the most fervent devotee of Sri Sai Baba, noticed this scene and had a desire to partake this sweet prasadam with Sri Sainath. But this wish was not conveyed to Sri Sai. As always, nothing is unveiled to Sainath. Still, Sai Maharaj wanted to test his devotees. This is one of the special attributes of the Supreme Parabrahman. Devotees might ask, what is the need to test the devotee? The purpose of this assessment is not to find if his devotee is worthy or not to receive his grace, as the Supreme God is impartial and omniscient, was well aware of the qualities of his devotee, but he wished to exhibit the greatness of his devotee to the other devotees and to this world. Just adopting this same principle, Sri Sai Maharaj didn't invite Sri Gaga Sahib Dikshit to partake the Shira. Dikshit ji is one of the humblest, calm, and composed devotees, but to highlight his greatness, this divine sport was executed by Sri Sai Baba. Every morning and evening, Dikshit ji was asked to do a regular parayan of Sri Eknathi Bhagavad and Bhavarta Ramayan composed by Sri Eknath Maharaj. While he was doing that day's parayan, he read the page that expounded on a story that says, one day when Lord Rama sat down with all his brothers to eat his meals, Lord Hanuman found no spot to sit along with them. He was upset as he longed to eat the prasadam of Lord Rama, and this gave rise to a thought in Hanuman's mind. He quickly went and grabbed some food that was served and climbed upon a tree that was close by and began to eat the prasadam, throwing a sarcastic smile at Sri Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan. This detailed commentary is expounded in the holy text Adhyatma Ramayan, compiled by Sri Eknath Maharaj in chapter 88 from slokas 120 to 124, which was read by Dikshit ji. This story got etched in the mind of Sri Gaga Sahib Dikshit. He was reflecting on this story, and similar thoughts crowded up in the minds of Dikshit ji. He too desired to eat the remnants of the Shira along with Sri Sai Maharaj, but now he has not been given the opportunity. Lo, what happened? To the astonishment of all, when the Shira was placed in front of Sri Sai and Bade Baba, Sri Sainath took a morsel of Shira, and before Bade Baba could take his share, in a fraction of a second, Dikshit ji rushed to the spot, Despite his handicap in the leg and stout build, he quickly picked up the bowl of sweet and fled to Dikshit Vada in no time and began to distribute the Shira to everyone there. Devotees, please pay your attention. Dikshit Ji was not selfish. His intentions were good. He only had a small share from it. He knew that even a grain of food left over in Sri Sai Maharaj's plate is a divine nectar and has to be partaken by one and all, as that would bestow greater benefits to them. Having known the greatness of the Guru and the sacredness of the Prasadam, he was not ready to miss this incredible opportunity, and this gesture is just an expression of his loving devotion towards his Guru. He typically followed all that Lord Hanuman has done in the above story narrated in Bhavarta Ramayan, except throwing a witty smile on Bade Baba. This act of Dikshit Ji was unbelievable for other devotees, as they have never witnessed this kind of behavior from him. He was well known for his patience, perseverance, and obedience. They even thought if Sri Sai Maharaj would be upset with this behavior of Dikshit Ji, whereas when Dikshit Ji returned to Dwarakamai after distributing the prasadam, to the surprise of all, the omniscient Sri Sainath was delighted in amazement, appreciated Dikshit Ji's devotion, boldness, and large mindedness. So, with a gladsome smile, Sri Sai invited Dikshit Ji to sit and have the meals. Dikshit Ji yearned for such an opportunity, hence, he did not wait even for a moment and quickly obliged to Sri Sai's command. This is a divine sport enacted by Sri Sai Maharaj in the presence of Bade Baba to demonstrate the greatness of Dikshit Ji's devotion. And at the end, Sri Sainath glorified Dikshit Ji to Bade Baba by declaring the former to be the most devoted one. So, this astounding Leela is a testimony to Dikshit Ji's devotion towards his beloved Guru, Sri Sainath. Apart from all these priorities, let us see what other preferences Bade Baba has enjoyed in Sri Sainath's Darbar. Every day, out of the Dakshina money collected, Sri Sai Baba would generously distribute major sum of money to the devotees. While giving the money, Sri Sai advised them to use it wisely, as this is a holy offering and should not be misused for self enjoyment alone, but utilized for good deeds also. Sri Sai gave rupees 30 to rupees 55 to Bade Baba, which was really a huge amount. In fact, in various Sai literatures, it has been recorded that rupees 50 is equivalent to the salary paid to a governor of those days. In the later years, when Dashganu Maharaj was interviewed with Pujya Sri Narasimha Swamiji, he said that after the visit of Sri Balagangadhar Tilak to Shiradi for Sri Sainath's darshan, the attention of British government turned towards Sri Sai Maharaj. They tried to keep a close watch on the activities of Maharaj for two reasons. First, they were suspicious if Sri Sai is involved in the Indian independence movement, and secondly, they were astounded to see the large number of devotees visiting Sri Sai Baba every day and offering a huge amount as dakshana. As they found no evidence to prove the first doubt, they ruled out that, but then they appointed officers from various beliefs to account the cash inflow and outflow of Sri Sainath, and to their astonishment, the money collected as dakshana and the money dispersed never tallied. For instance, if Sri Sainath starts the day with a nil balance and had collected rupees 500 as dakshana, the amount he disbursed to devotees that particular day would be rupees 600 or even rupees 800. None could tally this account. They were surprised at this overcast, but found no answer. So they could not levy income tax on Sri Sai Baba. Then they decided to charge income tax on those devotees who received a huge money from Sri Sai Baba on daily basis. And among those were Bayaji Appakote Patil and Bade Baba were on the top of that list. Hence, the British government charged income tax on these devotees. What is the reason for discussing in detail on this Dakshina distribution? What did Bade Baba do with that enormous amount will be the next question in the minds of the devotees. Did Bade Baba adhere to the instructions given by Sri Sainath at the time of giving this money? If he didn't, then why? What was the thought process of Bade Baba? And how was this demonstrated by Sri Sai Maharaj to the world is phenomenal, which imparts a lesson that all of us must take home, and we shall heed to those brainstorming explanations in the coming episode. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.